Hello everyone and welcome back to The Lovely Grind. My name is Michael Prevey and my website is www.lovelygrind.com, and that's where you'll find blog posts about spiritual connection, better living, as well as a balanced approach to daily happiness. This series of videos I'm doing on YouTube is about prescription drug withdrawal. So we're talking about withdrawal when you stop taking SSRIs like Paxil or tranquilizers such as Xanax. Those are two medicines that I was on. I was put on many years ago when I was in college. That was around 1999. Incidentally, the same year that Paxil was approved for social anxiety disorder, so it was all the rage. It was the brand new drug that every family doctor was suggesting to a lot of young people that came in complaining of nerves in social situations or school situations or career situations. And I was put on that along with some Xanax for acute panic attacks, which I had begun having in classrooms that year. And I continued taking these medications for about 14 years more or less. And then when I got in my mid 30s, I decided that it was time to get off of them because they had started causing me some problems both physically and emotionally. And I thought wrongly that my life would immediately get better when I stopped these medicines. Instead, life got worse and worse because I began having a whole series of confusing and painful physical and mental symptoms, and those symptoms didn't let up for quite a while. And it took me quite some time to figure out what was going on to identify it as, sure enough, prescription drug withdrawal. That was not a conclusion that was easy to come by because there's not a lot of easily accessible information out there. A lot of people who haven't gone through it personally don't quite understand the process. So I said to myself, if I made it to the other side of the withdrawal, I would tell others that there is another side to it. And so that's what I'm doing with these videos. The video today, I'm talking about fighting the feeling of isolation that can overwhelm you during the withdrawal process. And withdrawal, that can be for some people a couple of months. For others, such as myself, it can be a couple of years. And during that time, it's easy to start suffering an extremely debilitating sense of isolation. And that's for a few reasons. One is that if you talk to your family members about it, people that love you, even they don't really understand it. Because again, if you haven't gone through it, there's just not a lot of common knowledge about it out there. So even if a family member is receptive and listening to you after a while, even those people though might suffer from caregiver fatigue in a sense. And you might start hesitating when you want to talk about your symptoms because you don't want to sound as if you're complaining all the time, and some people might even suggest that it's all in your head. So that's one thing that might contribute to a sense of isolation, is an inability to discuss your symptoms with loved ones. Another thing that might contribute to it is an inability to discuss your situation with the same medical professionals that put you on these medications. For me, that situation arose. I had a rather prescription happy doctor. And when I approached him saying that I was suffering these bizarre pains, everywhere in my body, in my legs, in the bridge of my nose, terrible headaches, terrible stomach pains, flu-like symptoms, strange mental symptoms, whatever you can think of, and I'm sure many of you out there could give me a list of several dozen that you're suffering right now. He suggested that, my withdrawal from the Paxil should have been over in a couple of weeks. And anything after that was perhaps just my body channeling stress in its own unique way. There just wasn't a lot of effort made to identify my situation as prescription drug withdrawal by the same people that put me on it, whether that was intentional or not, because they wanted to avoid some liability for playing a hand in all these prescriptions that I was given over the years or not, I don't know, or whether it's just a bit of being uneducated or a bit of all these things. But that's another thing contribute to the isolation you might be feeling, is your inability to talk to your doctors about it. So I want to assure you, despite your communication problems regarding your illness, you are not alone out there. These medications are spread across the globe. Even in America, it is such a common thing for people to be taking these medicines and be trying to get off of them. In America alone, recent estimates put the percentage of men at perhaps 9 or 10% percentage of American men that have recently taken antidepressant, and for women that might be as high as 15 or 16%. So even if 10% of America's population has recently taken one of these medications, that's about 32.5 million people, give or take. And you know that a lot of these people are trying to get off. A lot of people end up taking these medications long term. Now, why is that? It's because these medications are extremely difficult to get off of. I believe that a lot of people try to get off them and they get scared. They don't get the right information from their medical professionals, the same ones who tell them that these medications are only supposed to be a temporary thing to get you through a rough patch. That's the line given to a lot of people, along with a line about chemical imbalances that may or may not have some validity to it. But these things are given out, and then when people want to quit them or have to quit them because of health concerns, there's not a lot of support. Be assured you aren't the only one in this situation. I'm here to tell you you're not, and there's plenty of others out there that can tell you that you are not alone as well. There's plenty of resources out there if you go looking. Online, there are support groups such as survivingantidepressants.org, I believe is the name of one. It used to be called Paxil Progress back when I was going through the withdrawal several years ago. That forum is filled with people who are going through antidepressant and tranquilizer withdrawal, and there's a host of information on there if it's set up the same as it was when I used the forum when it was called Paxil Progress. Again, that's survivingantidepressants.org, and you might want to log on to there yourself and check out the message boards. There should be different sections where you can discuss different symptoms freely and timetables for recovery and food, diet options, and just a range of things that is going to help you feel connected to a community of other people, a large community of others who are going through it. Another thing that's going to keep you from feeling and giving into that sense of isolation is going to be continuing to have a dialogue with your loved ones, especially your closest loved ones, even though your first instinct might be to hold back because you're afraid of overwhelming them with your constant complaints about your physical and mental symptoms. Keep talking to them. Keep assuring them that this is just a temporary period that you're going through. It's an illness like any other, and like any other illness, there's a way out. So just keep talking, explain to them that you need them right now, and thank them every day for listening. And I urge any family members out there watching to keep taking care of the people you love who are in the situation, because it will get better, and they do really need you right now, and you're playing a huge hand in their recovery. Another piece of advice that I would give to fight this feeling of isolation, there are some of you out there who might be feeling a bit housebound even. You stop taking these medications that you're used to having coursing through your bloodstream for so many years, and next thing you know, the world looks different. It looks scary. Things that you used to do, just everyday things, grocery shopping, haircuts, driving down the highway, these things start to seem like ordeals. They start to seem a bit frightening, but don't let the fear keep you inside. Get out, even if it's just for a little bit every day, to go to the gym or to go get a haircut, to go grocery shopping, to go to a library. Maybe you can't manage a full-time job right now because of the stress and the symptoms from your withdrawal, but don't allow the compulsion to hide keep you in the house, because that is just going to fuel that sense of isolation. And isolation breeds, further panic, further anxiety about your situation, further hopelessness, and those are things you need to actively fight against. I've said it before in these videos, and I'll say it again. Time along with God are the great healers, but up to an extent, once your symptoms kind of reach a healing plateau, so to speak, it's going to take some effort to get past some of the other things. It's going to take some diet changes, some exercise changes, some concerted effort when it comes to making plans for the future, for from a professional standpoint, it's going to take an effort to stay connected spiritually each day. Devotion reading, scripture reading, prayer. All these things are going to take some effort on the individual's part, and so is fighting that isolation. So don't think that you're alone for a moment. Take these small steps that you can to keep from giving into that. Stay connected with the people on online forums. Keep talking to your loved ones. Get out when you can. And please stay connected here as well. I hear from a lot of you in message boards and in emails, and a lot of you are really scared. A lot of you are feeling alone, and trust me, I was in the exact same boat, scouring the internet, looking for stories from people who had been through it, people that could tell me it was going to get better, even if it was just for 5 minutes or for a couple of days. Well, I'm here to tell you it does get better. It gets a lot better. It's just going to take some time, and it's going to take a little belief and a little effort on your part. Listen to people who have been through it, and just know that you're going to get better, and keep moving forward on that assumption. Again, my name is Michael Preby. My website's www.lovelygrind.com. Please visit that, sign up for my newsletter. That's where we get all my blog posts. And please subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you'll see future videos. I hope you found encouragement here today. I wish you all the best. Please take care of yourself and stay connected. Please tune in next time.